Well, hi everyone. My name is Don Smith. I am a full-time landscape photographer and instructor based out in California in the beautiful Bay Area. I'm really looking forward to this project with PhotoLogo of being able to offer you some help with the composition of your images. I teach workshops all over the world, and image reviews are a really big part of what we do in my workshops, where we can talk about the artistic side of the image. And before we get started, I just want to send my well wishes out to everybody watching this video, regardless of where you are in the world. And I hope you're staying safe and your loved ones are staying safe in these trying times, where I know we're going to get through this collectively and come out the other end soon. Let's start here with an image by Brian Knoll. This image just stood right out to me when I first started going through the selects. I was a longtime sports photographer before I went over into the landscape realm. So I know what Brian's dealing with here with shooting with long glass and wide open apertures. And what I think drew me to this was this triangular shape. I want to talk about a concept called visual flow, and it's something that I think is important in every image we create. It's what moves our viewer's eye around, and it's just where we choose to place the elements of our scene. How do we align ourselves to the elements in our scene to create some movement by the connection of the elements in the scene? And here is very difficult to do because these birds are obviously moving and darting and shooting with a long lens. I think the one thing, Brian, if in a perfect world, if this bird could have been sharp and then the focus fell off to these two birds, but that's really difficult. You guys can see how Brian just had a very thin plane of focus to work with back in here. I would also suggest in this image maybe cleaning up this bird by cloning it out. That can be an easy clone job. Nothing too difficult to take out. I also want to talk about where we place our logos, because they are really a visual element within our scene. And rarely, if ever, Brian, would I place a logo on the top part of the image. And simply being, if I took this image of yours and we placed it on a fulcrum point, a balanced point, there's a lot of visual weight in this logo. And the image is so balanced between these three birds down here that by choosing to place that logo there, to me, almost tilts the balance of the image to the right. I'm not sure if there's a way we can, I know in Photoshop we can extend the bottom of this frame a little bit more and maybe drop it right under this bird to keep the balance working here in this image. But overall, great attempt. I just love the idea behind the creation of this image. This next one, there's just so many things that are right in this image and really nothing wrong. I think this just shows a well thought out, well executed photo, and I just want to walk you through it from my point of view. First of all, Wolfgang chose the platform to put his model. He chose a diagonal. And a diagonal is a movement line, so that creates a visual motion immediately within the scene. And then when the model was posed, with the lighting coming up underneath the model, not coming in from the side or behind, there creates a strong emphasis on the lower portion of the torso here. We've got another triangular shape starting to form down here, and there's triangles everywhere in this photo. I just want to get you to pay attention to where the toes are touching right here, or the toe is touching. Now we work our way up to the upper part of the torso. Brian just had the model just simply bend over, and a perfect placement of the eye, the hand, the knee, right through down, tying the apex of the triangle, coming right down. A little bit of a triangle formed here, a little bit of a triangle formed here, and great job here not allowing the arm to slip back behind the head here, remembering that we are in a two-dimensional medium with photography, and that would take some depth out of the scene. That to me is very impressive that you paid attention to that. All the way up to the eloquent bend in the hand and the fingers, and just the single touch of one finger against the head, mimicking the single touch of the toe down here to tie it all together. Where Wolfgang chose to put his logo, he chose to keep this solid black in this negative space. So to me, this works. It's very strong, very bold, but without it, there would be nothing down in here. This shape again, this triangular shape up in here between the legs, just creates enough of a visual draw that my eye wants to stay up in here. So if he would have chose to clone some of that and put it in here, I don't think that would have worked. This works great. So overall, great job, both of you. I'm really looking forward to doing more of these image reviews as time goes by and seeing your work. And until next time, everybody stay safe, and we'll talk to you again.